Hello, I'm Tiara Bentley, and I'm recording an addendum to my professional portfolio. I just need to address a couple of questions, so I'll just go ahead and get started. The first one is describe a time when you worked well on a team. I work on a team of three. Basically, there has been a time where I've had to work on a team where we've had a project or a claim project. I'll use that one specifically as an example. A claim project that may have came in. Claim project could have been a large size project, and from that project, what we needed to do is group as a team to do an analysis and complete our findings. Depending on the number of claims identified in the project will need to be divided up and split into team members. So basically, just as I stated, we will split the project, assign out duties with due dates for us to get back together and regroup on the project and be able to share our findings individually and then put together a complete analysis of our findings. So that is a and once we put together a complete analysis of our findings, we then take the project back to the provider and let them review it and provide an explanation so that they know what all is included in the summary in the level of detail of what we were able to find within the claim project, whether we're going to reconsider the claims identified or agree or disagree with the provider's findings. So there's another question on here that I needed to complete, and oh, I'm sorry, I lost my place. So tell me about a time where you had too many things that you had to prioritize as task. So I just think that's just day to day where you have too many things on a to-do list where you need to prioritize. So I'll just use one example where we have a EOB file that is due every month on the 5th, along with monthly reports that have due dates, quarterly reports, but I would just say specifically with this report, with it being due on the 5th, that it's very sensitive and high level, needs to go out within 10 days after the 5th. So we need to make sure that we receive and stay in constant contact with the provider to obtain the report records. Once we receive the report records, we scan them to make sure they're good. We upload them to an FTP site. From the FTP site, the computer basically does all of the data analysis and validation. And then from that validation, we would then send it over to another vendor who would produce the EOB, but this is a highly sensitive project that we have to get out. And one of the things with the project is that in order to obtain positive and complete results, you need to make sure that that you receive every aspect of that EOB project on time in order to be able to be successful with that project. This is a deliverable that we have monthly, so this is just something that a goal that we have to achieve on a monthly basis to ensure that we receive this report timely and make sure that we have the data within the report and then be able to send it out on time to the next vendor. So tell me about a time where you had to go above and beyond a call of duty, and how did you handle the situation? Well, towards the end of the year, there's always people on PTO, so we have to know each other's schedules. So, in knowing each other's schedules, you also have to take on some work from maybe a team members to make sure that deliverables are met. So, above and beyond. So, there was a time where I decided not to take holiday time off and allow another team member to take that time off and also consume her work so that we can be sure that we meet our target and make sure that our reports are on time and everything's going out. by me doing this, this was a good way for me to work together as a team, prioritize my work as well as her work to ensure that we were successful as a team in order to get the work out the door on time. Tell me about a time where you had to work effectively under pressure. So, I'll go back to that same scenario where we worked under pressure with people being out of the office during holiday time. There's the amount of work does not go away just because it's a holiday. So, and we're short staffed. So basically, you have to have early mornings, late nights to ensure that, again, projects and deliverables are being met. You have to go through a lot of test validations and system changes to make sure that you have control or is assigned the, your team members' work so that you can log into their queues and pull out work as needed. And then there's another time where I had to show and take initiative. Basically, there was a process improvement that we needed to implement on a new software system that was going to be put in place. So basically, I volunteered for that project to take ownership of that project to ensure that we map out a process. And part of mapping out that process, I had to develop some specific policy and procedures, create some timelines so that people know exactly what their expectations were and how to obtain them. So with me being able to map out a process, people had a document to refer back to in the lieu that they needed some assistance or they needed to get some support or answer any questions, provide a Q&A session, as well as get team members together to train them